Hello everyone, welcome again. This is the second video on prepositions. In the previous video, we discussed the correct use of certain prepositions. Here today, I am going to take up the exercises set on prepositions in the first PUC English workbook. Let us look into these examples, understand how prepositions work in a sentence. I would like to take up the second example for you first. Look at that example. Raju's father is a mechanic. He works in a factory. He stays away from home for a whole week and comes home on Sundays. One Sunday, he came home in the morning at 9 o'clock. He sneaked into the house from the back door. After breakfast, he announced, "Raju, I have brought you a watch. I have hidden it somewhere in the house." Raju and the members of his family were curious to know where the watch had been hidden. After this announcement, they began to search. When they were searching, they conversed with their father. What did they say? In these sentences, in this conversation, again we are going to focus on prepositions used here. Let us look at that first. Raju, I think you have kept it in the table drawer. In the table drawer. Have you hidden it under the chair? Under the chair? You must have kept it on the shelf in the kitchen. Most probably, you have kept the watch behind the TV. Why ask him where he has hidden it? I know the place. I saw him walking into the bedroom. He jumped onto the stool and kept it somewhere above the cupboard. Look, all the words in bold print in these paragraphs or in this conversation are prepositions. In, from, for, on, in, into, from, after, in, here, in this conversation. In, once again, this suggests the place, prepositions of places. We are going to discuss those in detail soon. Under, on, in, behind, into, onto, above. So you can see all these. And what are the functions of these prepositions? You will know soon. Under the chair. If you say, have you hidden it under the chair? Here we are suggesting the place. What are prepositions then? We learned in the previous episode, you know, that they are the words used before a noun or pronoun or before a noun phrase to connect it to another word. They show the spatial, that is space, temporal, that is time, or logical relationship of the object to the rest of the sentence. Now, let us look into another exercise or some sentences here and identify prepositions in the following sentences and underline them. Here, he threw the ball across the court. I'm sure you are able to underline the preposition here, across. They drove along the road, along. Come and sit next to me, next. Please don't be angry with me. So all the words which are underlined here are prepositions. If you look at a few more examples, probably we will be in a better position to understand prepositions. Now, we have to fill in the blanks in order to choose the correct prepositions in these contexts. The first one, the prepositions are given in bracket and we have to choose the correct one. Revati, go and sit beside or besides. Of course, beside Shobha. You know, I discussed in the first video on prepositions what is the difference between beside and besides. Beside means by the side of, besides means in addition to. So, how can Revati sit besides or in addition to Shobha? That is wrong, isn't it? So, beside is the correct answer. Next one. Has the train Mysore arrived? If you don't fill in any preposition here, the sentence looks awkward. So, has the train from Mysore arrived? Don't eat anything in between meals as it is bad for health. Varun waited since or for. The fourth one, Varun waited for an hour for his sister at the bus stop. For, not since. If you have watched the first video, you will surely know why for. I would like to explain once again. For is used to express a period of time. Since is used to express the point of time. We have been enjoying freedom since 1947. We have been enjoying freedom for 73 years. So, for is used to mention the period of time. Since is used to mention the point of time. Next one. Vidya is not afraid of, O-F, of, not O-double-F, of. Vidya is not afraid of anything. Why not O-F, of, O-F-F, of? That means something else. We are going to look at those examples soon. So, when we filled in the blanks here, we understood that this particular preposition is appropriate here because we have some idea or knowledge about the correct use of prepositions already that we learned in the previous video. From the previous video, you can say. Now, correct the following sentences. This is another set of examples or exercises. Correct the following sentences. First one. The shops in the city open on 9 o'clock. So this should be open at. You know why? At is used to express a specific point of time or specific time. To the point, the shops open at, not on. On is used for days that we have learnt already. He lives at Mumbai. This is wrong. So it should not be at, it should be in. He lives in Mumbai. In is used for larger places, bigger cities, or big cities for that matter. So you can say he lives in Mumbai at Market Street. At Market Street. So you can say something like that because when you say at Market Street, you are specifying or narrowing the space. In is larger. He cut an apple by a knife. Third one. It should be with a knife. You know why? With is or with means an instrument. By means an agent. The post came by courier, or it came by post. Something like that. By is an agent. With is an instrument. So I write with a ball pen, not by a ball pen. So fourth one. It has been raining since 3 days. Is it correct? No. It should be then for. For 3 days. Once again, the repetition, of course. Once again, we must know. For is used to express the period of time. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months. So this is the period of time, not since, for here in this sentence. The last one. Distribute the mangoes between all the students. Here it should be among. You know why? Among is used to indicate there are more than two people or persons or things. Between suggests that there are two things or two persons, not more than that. When you say distribute the mangoes between all the students, here all the students suggest that this is more than two people. So it should be then among. I hope these exercises will help you understand prepositions better. There are plenty of exercises set on prepositions in the first PUC English workbook. We are going to look at those things in the next video. Until then, I would like you to work on prepositions, fill in the blanks in the first PUC workbook, or take up any examples from anywhere. Any example from anywhere. Start working on prepositions. Try to figure out which is the correct or the most appropriate preposition in the context. As I said, prepositions should be understood or learned better in the context, because one preposition has several functions. Several prepositions can have the similar function. So more and more you practice, better you will be in learning prepositions. See you in the next video with more exercises from the workbook. See you. Bye.